Live from the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet presents NCAA Division II women's basketball coverage live on the ECC network. In today's non-conference matchup, the College of Staten Island Dolphins take on the Caldwell University Cougars. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman alongside my broadcast partner, Nick Durst, and this is the McDonald's pregame show. McDonald's, our great scoreboard sponsor here at the College of Staten Island, bringing you pregame coverage each and every CSI Dolphins home game. And Nick, the Dolphins got off to a 5-2 start, have not won since. They've dropped 3 in a row, including 2 games in conference play and 1 game in non-conference play earlier in the week against the Delphi University. What can the Dolphins do to turn things around and get back in the win column?
Joe, they're certainly looking to bounce back here. Right now, a lot of players on this roster spreading out the scoring. 5 players averaging at least 8 points per game. And that needs to continue here and need to continue to ride the hot hand. We've seen games this year in which the Dolphins have won, in which Ashley Lambert has taken over and Dana Phelan has taken over. So we need to see who's the hot hand, and Coach Sarkone is going to let that hot hand ride the team to victory.
And let's talk about some of those players who have led in scoring for the Dolphins so far this year, most notably shooting the ball from the outside. Dana Phelan from beyond the arc. She has been fantastic this year. Ashley Lambert last week averaged 20 points per game, maybe even been 2 weeks ago now. Time has really flown early in the season here at the tank. It's hard to believe that we're already halfway through December. And Nick, for this women's basketball team, we're not going to see them back at home in quite some time. I believe our next women's basketball home game isn't until the next calendar year. So big game for the Dolphins here today in front of their home crowd. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the Dolphins wearing yellow laces today in support of the Goal for the Goal Foundation. They help children with pediatric cancer realize their goals and help to raise funds in support of children with pediatric cancer. Part of that is selling yellow laces on their website. You can get your own pair at goforthegoal.org. The Dolphins taking the court for a great cause today. They'd like to pair that with a victory.
Absolutely. Caldwell also wearing the yellow laces, a great cause indeed. Go check out that website and make your donation. All the money counts. And it's just going to be a great game here this afternoon between these two teams. Caldwell, they haven't played too many games, though, early on here in this season. A couple of postponements. So we'll see what happens between these two teams this afternoon. One team really well rested. The other team coming off a loss. And it's going to be a question of stamina here. Caldwell down a few players today. Looks like for the Dolphins, Naomi Masinge is not going to dress in this one. She's injured. So we'll see if that impacts the Dolphins' rotation.
Well, taking a look back at the meeting between these two teams last season, it was a struggle for the Dolphins shooting from the outside, and that's something that they have done much better this season. In last year's meeting against the Cougars, CSI, 1 of 12 from beyond the arc. Still, they managed to shoot over 40% from the field. However, the Cougars on the other side, just a bit better, nearly 46% from the field. And Casey O'Shaughnessy, who is no longer with the team, had 27 points. So the Dolphins won't have to contend with her, but they're certainly going to have to be better defensively. They can't afford to allow 46% shooting again.
No, they need to lower that percentage and play good defense, especially at the perimeter. Another thing to keep in mind here with this Caldwell University team, 2 players with Staten Island ties. Brooke Corbett, she's in the starting lineup. She went to St. Joseph by the Sea High School. And Sophia DeMoro, she went to Staten Island Academy. I see their families are to my right. They're both here. So we'll see if that impacts anything with the crowd. And usually we always say it, Joe, when a player from Staten Island gets to play here as a visitor, they usually have good games.
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth, Nick. Those homecoming games always give us something to keep an eye on game day. But you said it. The Cougars haven't played many games this season. They also haven't played in quite some time. They had a scheduled game on Wednesday. That game was postponed. That game was rescheduled from December 5th against Georgian Court University. So they're still trying to get that game in. But the last time the Cougars took the court, it was back on December 8th against the College of St. Rose. And St. Rose took a decisive win in that game. Before that, the Cougars lost to Felician University. Their last win came all the way back on November 21st. They picked up a decisive victory over another ECC program in Queens College. And the Cougars come into this game with the Dolphins, another ECC team, hoping to replicate that effort they put forth against Queens. They held the Knights to 17% shooting and 1 of 26 from behind the three-point line. That's obviously a recipe for success.
Yeah, if you're able to limit the three-point shooting like that, that's going to be a recipe for success. We know this Dolphins team, they're going to look to shoot the three with Lambert, with Phelan, with LaFaro, and Haggett, who's in the starting lineup today as well, Madison. So Dolphins, a lot of three-point shooters, but it'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Jenelise Alarcon, the straw that stirs the drink. All the focus is on her, and we see so many times she's getting double teamed, but teams are learning they really can't do that anymore because there's going to be an open shooter, and the Dolphins have been able to make it count on those open shots this season.
And one open shooter who has made defenses pay this season is Madison Haggett, who you mentioned, Nick. She's in the starting lineup today, getting her second career start for the Dolphins. So far this season, she's only taken 17 threes. She has made 9 of those, and you said it. Jenelise Alarcon has seen a lot of double teams, and the outside shooting of players like Haggett, Lambert, and Phelan could certainly take some of the pressure off Jenelise on the interior and perhaps open up some scoring opportunities for her. This season, Alarcon averaging about 10 points per game, just shy of the 10-point mark. She trails only Dana Phelan in scoring for the Dolphins, but you said it, 4 Dolphins averaging at least 8 points per game. And Kyra Rose has really proven to be a good weapon for CSI off the bench as well.
Yeah, Kyra Rose has been great. Double-doubles as of late. Really improved her rebounding this season. And another thing that has been huge for her has been her free throws. She's really working at it. We spoke to her in a post-game one game. That has been something she's worked on, and it has definitely made a difference for the Dolphins this season.
On the other side, 2 14-plus point scorers for the Cougars, Lucy Coogan and Janelle Lewis, both averaging over 14 points per game this season. They're averaging also 4 and 5.3 rebounds, respectively, that being Lewis and Coogan in the reverse direction. But those two are 2 players the Dolphins certainly have to watch out for. Lewis shooting up above 44% from the field, the most efficient Cougar. Coogan shooting around 36% and 30% from beyond the arc. So those 2 names to look out for on the Caldwell side. And in just a few moments, we will have the playing of the national anthem and the introduction of starting lineups. So Nick and I will step aside and take a break. This has been the McDonald's pregame show on CSI Sportsnet. The Chi Aesthetics Med Spa and Wellness Center starting lineups coming up on the other side of this short break. Chi Aesthetics Med Spa and Wellness Center. Our approach to beauty and wellness begins with a holistic plan tailored to the unique needs of our patients. When we consult with patients, we let them tell us what their problem is. We don't tell them what the issue is. We find out what they're looking for, and we discuss, and then we give them options. If you're looking to achieve radiant skin, you've come to the right place. We offer hydrofacials, microneedling, Opus Plasma, peels, facial and laser treatments, laser hair removal, body sculpting, fat freezing, hormone replacement therapy, Botox, IV drip therapy, and more. We are open Monday through Saturday and are located at 720 Forest Avenue, Staten Island, New York, 10310. We hope to see you soon. Visit our website at www.chiaesthetics.com for more information.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back from the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island. Joe Foreman rejoining you alongside Nick Durst. And it is time for the Chi Aesthetics Med Spa and Wellness Center starting lineups with the starters. My broadcast partner, Nick Durst.
All right, Joe, here we go. First for Caldwell, the Cougars. Number 1, Janelle Lewis. Number 3, Amaya Bray. Number 14, Brooke Corbett. Number 21, Brianna Carey. And number 33, Sophia DeMoro. The head coach is Christy Conforti. Now for your CSI Dolphins, coached by Nicole Sarcone. Number 2, from Tottenville High School, the senior guard, Ashley Lambert. Number 5, from Bush Academy in New Hampshire, the guard, the freshman of 5'9", Madison Haggett. Number 10 is the guard, the sophomore from Tappan Zee High School, Dana Phelan. Number 13, the forward, 5'9" junior from Troy High School, Jenelise Alarcon. And number 14 from Marlborough Central High School, the 5'8" junior guard, Lizzie LaFaro. Thank you, Chi Aesthetics, for providing us with the starting lineups for this game this afternoon.
And I should mention the Dolphins did have an honorary member of their team today, as joining the Dolphins on the court for starting lineups is one of the youngest members of the CSI Athletics family, Alethea. Alethea was diagnosed with leukemia in 2021 and has been undergoing chemotherapy since, with her last treatment being scheduled for March of next year. As Alethea begins a new chapter in her life after the conclusion of treatment, CSI Athletics was proud to welcome her as an honorary member of the team for today's game. Of course, today, Pediatric Cancer Awareness Day in support of the Go for the Goal Foundation here at CSI. Once again, for more information on how you can get involved, visit goforthegoal.org. As the Dolphins open the game with an early turnover, we are underway from the College of Staten Island. That attempt inside, no good. High off the glass. Second try off the front rim by Lewis. Third try short off the front rim. Fourth try results in a foul.
Jenelise might have took an elbow to the face there. A little shaken up as she first blocked it and was charged for the foul.
I'm not sure I've seen a player take more abuse with fewer whistles around the basket than Jenelise Alarcon. And that's on both sides of the ball.
Clearly shaken up. You can see her right now.
She plays so hard around the rim, both at the offensive end and the defensive end. We've spoken about it on the glass. Does great work for the Dolphins defensively. Alter shots around the rim, and offensively, she's relied upon to both score and facilitate. Really does it all as she grabs the rebound there. And you can see it, Nick. She is shaken up.
Absolutely. We'll see if that impacts her play here.
This is Haggett on the wing. LaFaro fakes and kicks out to Haggett. Left open for three. Short. And rebounded by the Cougars.
Good look from Haggett. We know if she's open from three, she's going to take the shot.
Lewis tried to go coast to coast, couldn't finish, and Alarcon has another rebound. As you mentioned, during the starting lineups, Lizzie LaFaro in there today for the Dolphins. CSI in the midst of a small losing streak, making some changes in the starting lineup. One of those sees LaFaro in. Haggett in as well. Noemi Masinge unavailable, as Nick mentioned, as Lambert is too strong on that three.
I think this is the first time we've seen the Dolphins women's team wear the black uniforms at home.
It's certainly the first time I've seen them play in the black uniforms. As that three-pointer is no good. And a foul is called underneath the rim. Foul against Amaya Bray. I believe she went over the back on Alarcon.
Well, Kaya Johnson just checked in, and Dana Phelan just ran to the locker room.
All right.
Keep an eye on that. We'll monitor that for you.
Early substitution for the Dolphins. Johnson has gotten the majority of the starts at the point this year, as LaFaro tried to find Alarcon, threw it away. With the starting five that spent nearly the first 2 minutes on the floor in this game, You would think LaFaro, in effect, would run the point for the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think Johnson probably run the point.
Well, now Johnson will, but early in the game, first 2 minutes.
I would think so, yeah. Other than Johnson, not exactly a true point guard on this roster.
Alarcon comes away with the steal. This is Johnson at the top of the arc, defended by Lewis. Now Lambert on the wing will use the Alarcon screen, looks to drive. Is quickly doubled. And Lambert was whistled for an offensive foul.
Interesting. Push off is the call.
Just over 2.5 gone by from the tank. We've said it quite a few times already this year, Nick, but the Dolphins have come out either all or nothing. As that three rolls off the rim, it's tipped and rebounded by Haggett.
1-0 game right now. It's 3 minutes into this one.
It's the first time you and I have called CSI versus Caldwell on the basketball court, as Alarcon is whistled for an offensive foul.
Well, a good job right now by Caldwell drawing these offensive fouls. Dolphins will make some substitutions here.
My point was going to be we've called Caldwell versus Staten Island on the baseball diamond 1-0, a score we're used to seeing over there.
Oh, yes. Plenty of baseball games we've done between these two teams.
We'll talk a bit more about it later, perhaps off headset, but have you gotten a chance to look at the schedule for baseball?
I've not.
You should check it out.
I know it starts at the Staten Island University Hospital Community Park.
Oh, that's not all. 7 o'clock start. Doubleheader.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Better get Andrew ready for those games. Dana Phelan back on the bench now, so that's a good sign for the Dolphins.
Genelise Alarcon to the bench for CSI as Jakira Stackhouse checked in. This is Kyra Rose to the rim. Count it. And one.
Well, we talked about it in the pregame, Joe. Rose providing that spark off the bench. And there it is with an instant offense to get the Dolphins on the board. And they pull ahead 2-1 in this game right now.
Rose to the line for one more. And the free throw is good. Dolphins lead it 3-1.
And like I mentioned as well in the pregame, she's really done a great job with the free throws this season.
Dolphins with a far different unit out there than the one that started the game, as they come away with another steal. Haggett on the wing. Takes it inside. And she was fouled on her way to the basket. No free throws.
3 points and a steal in 30 seconds for Rose. Talk about an impact off the bench.
She has given the Dolphins quality minutes as a reserve this year. Has had multiple games in which she has scored in double figures. 4 times to be exact, as that was tipped away and stolen by the Cougars. Lewis gave it up, and the mid-range shot is good by Lucy Coogan.
Well, in the pregame, I did see her taking those shots behind the basket, so must be her signature shot, and practice makes perfect there.
Speaking of players who make an impact off the bench, Stackhouse is able to get the second try to go. Back-to-back baskets by players who have come in off their respective teams' benches.
Yeah, the Dolphins' bench is stacking up the points right now.
Feed inside to Coogan. And her turnaround jumper is good off glass.
Coogan from Ireland having a good game off the bench of her own right now.
4 quick points for Coogan. And the Dolphins are whistled for their 3rd offensive foul.
4 fouls overall now, and 3 of them on the offensive end.
That's Lambert's 2nd, both of the offensive variety. And Dana Phelan will check back in. Just under 5.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Score tied at 5. Coogan on the inside, gives it up, and that shot was blocked. DeMoro will try again, throws up an air ball, and Rose has the rebound.
Well, Joe, we talked about Alarcon getting shaken up early on. She's over at the trainer's table now.
Haggett. No shot. As we have
foul.
Another offensive foul. That is 4 offensive fouls against the Dolphins. I'm not sure I've ever seen 4 offensive fouls against one team in a quarter of a women's game.
I can't remember that happening in the time we've called games together.
Under 5 to play opening quarter. Coogan knocks down the 3, and she has 7 quick points.
Coogan unstoppable right now.
Johnson on the pull-up. Too strong. Stackhouse tipped it and pulls in the rebound. Rose left open, and she gets the roll.
Nice lucky roll there as Rose gets it to drop.
Lewis had her pass tipped and stolen by Rose. And that was turned over by Rose, who stepped on the sideline, as we will head to a media timeout. 4:22 to go in the opening quarter. Cougars lead the Dolphins 8-7.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back from the tank where the Dolphins trail by 1. Our score 8-7 as we are just beyond the midway point in the first quarter.
Yeah, right now, Joe, all but 1 point in this game coming from the bench.
Cougars have possession here as they work it around the perimeter. Carry to the rim, and she lays it up and in.
Nice move by Carey there to take it to the rim and knock it in.
Rose on the wing. Swings it over to Johnson. 15 on the shot clock. Johnson lays it in.
Nice job by Kaya Johnson there. And Dolphins down 10-9 now.
Pass tipped again and stolen by Johnson. Failing for 3. No good. Stackhouse in there, tangled up with Coogan, and Coogan has the rebound. Come the Cougars. And DeMoro throws one off the back rim, nearly got it to go.
That would have been some shot there if DeMoro knocked that in as she was getting taken to the ground. That's another foul for the Dolphins now.
Free throw no good. And second free throw does go for DeMoro. That puts the Cougars back up by 2. Phelan on the wing. Uses the Rose screen, heads back the other way, and was fouled. This is Johnson on the wing. 15 to shoot. Rose drives the baseline. Was defended well, and the ball was knocked out of bounds by Brooke Corbett.
11 seconds on the shot clock.
This is Johnson in the corner. And a foul was called on the inside.
That's going to send Stackhouse to the free throw line.
And her free throw rolls off the rim. Second free throw is good. Dolphins back to within one. Cougars work it around the outside. Coogan will try another three. And she buries it.
Coogan has such a nice high arching shot. Very hard to defend as had a jump ball. Tie up here. Possession is going to favor the Cougars.
The Dolphins get tied up on the jump ball. That will go down officially as a turnover. And Caldwell has it right back. Players down on the floor again, and CSI wins possession right back in their direction. The two teams trade jump balls. Here comes Kaya Johnson. This is LaFaro on the wing. She gives it up. It's poked away from Stackhouse. And do we have another jump ball? We do.
3 straight jump balls, along with the 4 offensive fouls. What's going on this afternoon, Joe?
It's Cougars ball again.
Let's see. Can we get another jump ball in this possession?
We'll have a 3 from Coogan. Just a bit too strong, and Stackhouse has the rebound.
A rare miss from Coogan.
Rose feeds it inside. Stackhouse throws one off glass, and Rose has another rebound. But Johnson traveled. Dolphins have now turned the ball over 11 times. I had to do a double take. 11 turnovers in this first quarter.
Not ideal. But they're still in the game. It's only 14-10.
Cougars have turned it over 6 times. Lucy Coogan has propelled them ahead since entering the game. And that will certainly help as well. As Amaya Bray knocks down the 3, or I should say the 2. It was a deep 2. Thought maybe they'd check it, but it looks like they have it. I was getting a look over on the monitor.
Technical foul, Joe.
Well, you got the sense that might be coming at some point. And it's going to be a technical free throw for Amaya Bray. She knocks it down, and the Cougars' lead expands to 7.
Another free throw.
So 2 free throws make it an 8-point game. And they will disallow the substitution as it came after the horn. So Brianna Carey will have to wait. 1:36 to go opening quarter. Cougars maintain possession following the 2 technical free throws. This is Bray. She swings it over to Gordon. That ball got away. And the Dolphins have another steal. Here comes Lizzie LaFaro, and CSI will turn it over again.
Rose
that goes through the hands of Rose.
He's not ready for that pass. We thought that LaFaro was going to take it herself. And of a substitution here as Dorothy Weesey checks in for the first time this afternoon.
Weesey in, Stackhouse out. 1 minute to play opening quarter. Chance for the Cougars to go in front by double digits. And they nearly turned it over again. But it will stay Caldwell basketball with 11 to shoot. That ball was tipped and stolen by Phelan. Phelan to the basket, can't convert. Cougars looking to run the other way. Kick out by Gordon. Corner three is up, and that is good as Brianna Carey knocks it down from the corner.
Coogan and Carey carrying this Cougars team to an 11-point lead here in the first quarter.
First double-digit lead of the afternoon for Caldwell. Johnson calls for the screen and gets one from LaFaro. Rose freed up, and she hits the mid-range.
Rose with a really strong first quarter with the majority of the points for the Dolphins.
Rose has 7. The rest of the Dolphins have 5. And KJ Gordon will have 2 free throws in just a moment. As she was fouled and will head to the line with 3.2 to go in the first.
Dolphins foul number 14, Lizzie LaFaro, her first personal foul.
First free throw rattles out. One more coming for Gordon. That's good. Dolphins have just over 3 seconds here. This is Kaya Johnson heaving one from beyond half court, and that is short, as that will bring the first quarter to a close. Our score after one, Caldwell 22, Staten Island 12.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials, check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
And we are back from the College of Staten Island for the start of the second quarter. Dolphins trail 22-12 against the Caldwell University Cougars. And Nick, Dolphins have to clean up these turnover issues.
A lot of turnovers right now, and a lot of fouls as well offensively has been the story so far in this first quarter, along with Alarcon being relegated to the bench with an injury. Dolphins down 10 after the first quarter.
We have not seen Jen Elise since she checked out of the game. She was on the court for a couple of minutes after taking a shot to the face. Haven't seen her since she departed, as Weesey was fouled on the way to the rim, and she will head to the line for 2 shots. Two shots coming for Weesey. And the first is no good. freshman goes 1 of 2 from the line.
Quick substitution for the Cougars after 17 seconds as Esposito came in for Bray.
Cougars working around the outside. Nice backdoor cut by DeMauro, and Coogan finds her for the easy 2. This is LaFaro. Lizzie looks to drive, gets inside, throws one up, no good. Coogan altered that shot, and she has the rebound. And DeMauro has 2 more. She's beginning to heat up.
Well, we talked about in the pregame about those Staten Islanders returning back to the island, playing in front of their family. And DeMauro with a nice power move there.
Our family making their voices heard to our right. As Sophia now has 4 quick points here in the second. Her team now leading by 13. As the Dolphins right now, without their second leading scorer, and have struggled with turnovers early in this game. Rose, top of the arc. Pulls up over Coogan and knocks it down.
Well, Rose is taking charge of the scoring here, doing a lot of the scoring here with Alarcon on the bench, and we haven't seen Ashley Lambert since early on in the first quarter. She's on the bench as well.
Rose has shot the ball very well today early in this game, and she's really the only reason the Dolphins are within striking distance at this point. She has 9. Lewis over 3 Dolphins. No good. It's tipped by Rose, rebounded by LaFaro. Here comes Phelan on the break. Phelan throws one up, and she traveled first.
Hard to believe, Joe. Another turnover on the offensive end, going down towards the basket.
Turnovers absolutely killing the Dolphins right now. This is Lewis well beyond the arc. Now Coogan. Hands off for DeMauro. And DeMauro will step back. Deep 2 is good. Sophia's hit 3 straight.
DeMauro is heating up right now. And her team with their largest lead of the day right now.
DeMauro now 3 of 6. 8 points. And once again, Kyra Rose from the mid-range, keeping the Dolphins afloat.
DeMauro and Rose going back and forth right now, trading baskets.
Coogan left open. That's an air ball. And the Cougars nearly saved it.
Nice attempt there by Carey to try to save that.
LaFaro will bring it up. Just over 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. Haggett for 3. That's way off. And DeMauro took a shot to the face there. She came together with Haggett. And it will be Cougars basketball. She didn't feel a thing, Nick.
That's what she told us at our family.
We have a front row seat to the action at center court. We can hear everything going on down at court level.
Either her sister or something, or a cousin or other, Joe, wearing a Dolphins softball shirt. So, strong family ties here to the Dolphins for DeMauro.
And a travel is called as Esposito got tied up there, had nowhere to go.
I think this Esposito is related to former Dolphins Esposito, as they're both Staten Islanders.
Is that a guess on your part, or do you know?
I think it's an educated guess.
Okay.
I feel like I'm pretty confident, but we'll see if I can confirm at halftime.
3-pointer, no good. But the Dolphins have the offensive board. LaFaro will try. No good again.
Lot of Staten Island ties here for this Caldwell Cougars basketball roster.
Foul called. Dolphins will inbound. So they lost it out of bounds. I thought instead we had a foul. Rather, it's a turnover for the Cougars. CSI will have it. Rose swings it to Lambert. Genelise Alarcon back to the scorer's table as Lambert throws up a wild shot.
Definitely going to need Alarcon here to change the tides.
Lewis, off back iron, no good. LaFaro up to Rose, who has a path to the rim. And Kyra draws contact. She will earn 2 free throws.
No offensive foul there, as it was on the Cougars. And that was a nice outlet pass there by LaFaro to lead to that break. Now the Dolphins will play with Alarcon and Rose. We've seen this combination be a successful one for the Dolphins this season.
And Rose now has 12 points. Second free throw, no good. Haggett got hands on it, but DeMauro snatches it away. Caldwell by 10 as we approach the midway point of the second quarter. This is Lewis, and she was fouled before the shot. That's the second team foul on CSI. Some big minutes coming up here for the Dolphins as Kyra Rose heads to the bench. Inbound goes to Carey. She will look to attack. And her layup is no good. Rebounded by Alarcon. Johnson takes it inside. Lefty layup won't go. Stackhouse with the offensive board can't finish. And the Cougars have it.
Dolphins have had no issue getting to the rim today. The issue has been finishing at the rim. Lots of misses down low.
Corbett over to the wing. Esposito for DeMauro in the corner. She works against Johnson. Ball back up top. 3 to shoot. Step back jumper by Lewis. No good. Ball pinballs around, and it finds a wide open Carey who threw up an air ball. The follow also no good by Corbett. And finally a travel was called in the midst of all that chaos. No basket after a lengthy possession for the Cougars, and that will send us to a media timeout. Our score with 4:25 to go in the first half. Caldwell 28, Staten Island 18.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
And we're back from the College of Staten Island, where the Dolphins trail by double figures in the first half. Our score 28-18 in favor of Caldwell University Cougars. Dolphins fell behind double figures in the first and have maintained that deficit here in the second, but they need to get a bit closer before halftime.
That'll help.
Certainly will. Genelise Alarcon with a quick 2 out of the media timeout. It's back to an 8-point deficit.
She wanted the ball, she called for it, she got it, and she finished the job. And it's only an 8-point game now.
On the drive, Lewis was fouled. Stackhouse looked to alter that shot. Free throws coming up for Janelle Lewis. 13th foul for the Cougars, with just under 4 minutes to go in the half. Free throw goes. Second free throw is good. And Caldwell is back in front by 10. Dolphins work it around the perimeter, and that's over the head of Alarcon as they look to work her into a one-on-one situation on the low block. Dolphins have been better not turning the ball over in the second quarter, but they still have 15 in the game. This is Carey going at Haggett, finds an open Lewis for three, and that's good.
Lewis wide open in the corner there. Able to easily knock it in.
Johnson for Alarcon, who sends it over to Haggett. Lambert for Johnson. And a foul was called along the baseline. That will be the fourth team foul against Caldwell.
Cougars foul number 1, Janelle Lewis. For a second, team's fourth.
Feet inside, Alarcon. She kicks out, Haggett for three. No good. Esposito with the rebound. Demora off back iron. Swatted at by Stackhouse, and it will stay Cougars basketball.
Cougars unbound here. Tomorrow. And call for the travel there was Carey. So Carey carried.
Dolphins have it. Just over 2 minutes to play in the quarter. This is Stackhouse, and Alarcon was pushed from behind. And I think that saved the Dolphins another turnover because that ball was headed out of bounds.
High pass there from Stackhouse. Clear what the Dolphins' strategy is going to be here, which is let's try to get the ball into Alarcon, and I think that's wise.
Free throw is good to bring the Dolphins back to within 12. Alarcon goes 2 for 2 from the line. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Nice move by Carey, but can't finish off the crossover. And then she tied up Alarcon from behind, but was whistled for a foul.
And that's going to send Alarcon right back to the free throw line.
Dolphins in the bonus with 1:53 to go in the first half. And that should certainly help them chip away at this deficit a bit. That free throw rattles out. Second free throw good. Dolphins back to within 10 again. Esposito on the pull-up. And that's good. And Nick, I'm inclined to say you're right because I think there's matching tattoos on the right arm.
I see Gio was just cheering for that, so I could confirm they're related.
Yeah. Lambert kicks out for Haggett. Haggett finds Alarcon. Alarcon kicks it out again. Lambert barely kept it in. And now Genelise in the post. Again kicks out. Haggett is open. And it's too strong from three.
Well, I'm looking at G. Esposito in the stand. She looks very conflicted. She's cheering for every shot she's getting up for both ways.
Carry into the corner. Now back up top with Corbett. Big crossover. Kick out. Open three. Short by Carey. Rebound tipped and pulled in by Haggett.
Big rebound there by Haggett. Dolphins can make this a 10-point game.
Dolphins had a chance to go 2 for 1 if they wanted. Instead, Johnson getting set in the offense as CSI works it around the perimeter. Haggett for Alarcon with 8 to shoot. Genelise, travel.
Well, Joe, how many turnovers do we have in this first half for the Dolphins? Because that's been the story here.
Quite a few. That was 16.
Only 4 this half, though, right? There was 11 in the first. It was
quarter, 11
or
12 in the first. They've cleaned things up here in the second, but Caldwell has still managed to increase their lead by a couple of points. Open three, short. DeMauro under the rim, can't finish, and that'll do it for the first half. Our score heading into the intermission: Caldwell University 35, Staten Island 23. We'll see if we're going to have a conversation with Nicole Sarcone as part of our TLC Physical Therapy halftime report after this quick break.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends, live sports and watch parties, to Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
All right, we are back here for the TLC halftime report, which Coach Nicole Sarcone. Coach, first quarter, lots of turnovers, cleaned that up a little bit in the second quarter, which was good. Right now, down a bit, but Rose keeping you guys in the game. 12 points in 12 minutes. What about her performance in the first half?
I mean, I think Kai Rose just playing confidently lately. She's had a few games where she's had the ability to put the ball in the basket. I think she's starting to realize there's not a lot of opponents that can guard her easily. So if she stays positive, she stays up, she stays confident, she can put points on the board.
All right, and tonight playing for a great cause. Everybody with the yellow shoelaces, goforthegold.com. Tell everybody a little bit about that that's watching at home.
Yeah, this is the second year we've tried to do that, just to, support a cause a little bit bigger than ourselves and understand that the day-to-day grind we go through isn't as hard as what some other families go through. So anything we can do to support Alethea and her family, and Caldwell was nice enough to join in and be a part of it, so we're happy to support.
All right, everybody make sure you go support. Coach, thanks for the time. Best of luck in the second half. Back to you, Joe, at the desk.
All right, thank you, Nick. And once again, for those who want to support the Go for the Goal Foundation, they can visit goforthegoal.org. Under the shop section, they do have those yellow laces that both the Dolphins and the Cougars are wearing during today's game. And you can also support Alethea and her family as part of our GoFundMe campaign. Visit the homepage over at csidolphins.com. That link with a QR code to support the GoFundMe can be found in the bottom of the article containing Alethea's story. So if you haven't already, be sure to check that out. We got to speak to her mother about her struggles battling leukemia. It is a very moving story, and you can check that out over at csidolphins.com. Link to support the GoFundMe can be found in that article. As for Nick and I, we will be back at the start of the second half. Our score at halftime, Caldwell 35, Staten Island 23.
Basketball has a special place in my heart because of the experiences it has given me and the purpose I have found along the way. Basketball taught me that success doesn't require perfection. Rather, I should pursue excellence in everything that I do. Basketball has led me on a journey where I've accumulated numerous life lessons to value relationships, practice integrity, and demonstrate commitment. I've learned to welcome mistakes and not only accept adversity, but embrace it. It has the unique effect of eliciting talents in someone which would have otherwise lain dormant. It is something that builds character, an element that is essential to a player's growth and development. You sometimes wonder if all the mornings and late nights are really worth it. Then you look to your left and right, and you see your teammates beside you, and you know you're not alone. And it's comforting. When you're part of a team, there's a special joy in playing for something bigger than yourself. Basketball taught me how to embrace a community. Like music, it brings people together. When you make contributions to your team, your program, it's a rewarding feeling knowing the impact you have on the larger community when you observe how much it inspires the people around you.
Dear basketball, I was only a few months old when I took my first photograph with a ball in my lap. From that moment on, you never left me. Growing up in a small village in upstate New York, 2 miles from the Canadian border, you were my constant go-to for fun and entertainment. No matter if there was 3 feet of snow or the sun was scorching hot, I always found a way to be with you as you brought me so much joy. As a child, you always had a way of bringing the neighborhood kids together. Every day we would find our way to the circular paved patio I had in my yard with an 8-foot rim nailed to a tree. It wasn't the classiest court to play on, but it worked for us, and it's where my passion for you began. Little did I know you would take my friends and family on a journey of a lifetime. It was from you where I learned to be brave, courageous, and adventurous, that if I stuck with it through my moments of failure, disappointment, and heartache, I could achieve anything I put my mind to. Like attending Duke University on a full scholarship where I was able to surround myself in greatness both in the classroom and on the court. It is here where I truly learned how to step out of my comfort zone and discover what I was made of, refusing to let my insecurities and fears hold me back. Gail Geston-Course and her incredible staff, along with my teammates, gave me a family away from home that I could have never dreamt of as a little girl. The ACC championships, the NCAA tournaments, including the national championship game in 1999, cannot match the friendships and relationships I developed because of basketball. See, I find it to be the relationships that we develop through our sports participation that are in fact the most meaningful and memorable. Basketball, you have given me a life team that I can never repay you for. You have supplied me with a platform that allows me to give back, to inspire, motivate, encourage individuals to go after their passions, to push through their failures and be fearless in stepping out of their comfort zones. It was because of you I was able to start my first company with co-founder Colleen Healy from UConn Women's Basketball called Orca Leadership. Orca standing for opportunity, resilience, contribution, and accountability. All 4 pillars we learned from playing your game. Even further, we were able to start up our own academy called Beyond the Game Academy, helping athletes across the country reach their dreams. I could have never imagined this life, and I have you to thank. Thank you, basketball.
The opportunities that basketball provides for me has been crazy. Being able to travel all over the world, to even a different country, just being able to meet so many different people and build so many different relationships has definitely just opened so many doors for me.
Opportunities that basketball has provided me, just to meet a lot of people, travel a lot of places, around the world and also around the country. It's just, a great experience to make me a more well-rounded person.
Just being able to learn from my teammates, learning really what sacrifice is about, learning about hard work, just being a part of a team, having that support group, having somebody that's there to support you no matter what. It's been great.
Basketball has given me a lot of opportunities. Obviously, just traveling and coming here, this is special. And we went to Spain over the summer, and I had never been out the country before that, so it was special. And obviously, just giving me a free education. I mean, it's a big thing, and I'm glad basketball has been able to do it for me.
It's provided a lot of opportunities, provided me to get a college degree, travel places that I never thought I would travel to, and just meet new people.
I'd say basketball has just provided me with a variety of opportunities. I mean, just the connections that I made in the Purdue community, and kind of just growing as a player and as a person has. I'm definitely blessed and grateful to have all these opportunities.
Dear basketball, since I was a kid, you have always been a way for me to clear my mind of everything going on in life and just have fun playing and competing. You led me to seeing you where I've become a part of a close-knit basketball family. You've let me build a relationship with my brothers that not many people get to experience, and these relationships have been able to grow and will certainly last a lifetime. You have taught me that this sport is more than getting the best stats or winning the most games, but it's about enjoying the experience, making a difference in the community, and always competing at my highest level. Through great leadership from Coach K and other coaches, you have given me top-of-the-line resources to learn not only about the game, but about life and being a man of integrity and humility. I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for you, and I am forever grateful for the lessons you have taught me and the memories that I will have for the rest of my life.
College basketball has provided me with a platform to not only have fun on the court and be around some amazing teammates, but also kind of supplement academics with just another side of the Notre Dame experience, because sports are such an important part of the tradition there, and being a part of the Notre Dame sports tradition in any way is just an incredible honor. It's amazing. I mean, just being here all week, there's just so much recognition for such an amazing sport and such amazing teams that are here, and to be a part of that in any small way is just incredible, and I'm so lucky to be here. Just the value of determination, perseverance, and self-confidence in getting where you want to go in life. I've definitely learned a lot being around a team of such strong, inspiring women, and I can only hope to emulate their talent on the basketball court and other parts of my life. I'm a computer science major in Notre Dame's College of Engineering, and I was really drawn to it because I've always kind of loved math and science, and it's a really fun way to apply problem-solving skills to different situations, especially in today's day and age where technology is becoming such an integral part of society. Just figuring out different ways I can contribute to that, I'm really excited to see where it'll take me in the future. I mean, I think just the general mindset of approaching something from how can I solve this in not only the best way but the most efficient way, because there's a big emphasis on that in a lot of my classes, and just kind of seeing how the sports world and the academic world can overlap, even with just the GPS things that we wear during practice to keep track of how hard we're working. Just the technology behind that is super interesting to me also. When I first came to campus, I was hoping to get involved in the women's basketball program in some way, and I applied to be a manager, and I thought that would be an awesome opportunity, super excited. And then I got an email about walk-on tryouts. I'm like, oh, this would be a great way to go meet other girls to play pickup with. I had no idea it would lead to any of this, trust me. But I'm so glad it has. And after that, that's how I met some of the women's basketball people and how I got connected to be a team manager for the program. So I started doing that first semester of my freshman year. And then, as you probably know the story last year with the 4 ACL tears, they just needed another practice player kind of thing. So I turned from a manager to a walk-on and got the opportunity to go in some games, just help the team out any way I could, and that was an incredible ride, obviously ending with the championship last season, which was amazing. And then same thing this year, kind of just some injuries happened and they needed someone to step up, so I mean, I'm here to be whatever they need me to be, and I'm so blessed to be a part of this program in any way. Kind of going between the manager and walk-on role, I mean, it is a different type of thing I'm doing, but it's still being around the same girls every day and just being around the team. And for me, that was such a valuable thing. And again, I guess my passion for basketball and how much I just love the sport kind of made that seem easy. Not really something I thought about a ton, just because every day it wasn't about what I could do. It was just about kind of getting out and playing the game I love every day and just being around it in any way.
Basketball has given me everything in my life. It's given me a chance to get a college education. It gives my families to take trips to these cool tournaments we go to, and most importantly, my relationships with the people I've met throughout the years, and Coach Izzo down to my junior high coach. It's provided me with great relationships with teammates and, guys that I'll be talking to for the rest of my life.
Basketball has provided me with just obviously the education portion of it is huge, and also just the relationships I was able to build with my teammates, guys on different teams that go to my school, like the football team and the soccer team. There's also just the relationships that I'm able to build outside of, athletics, and I believe that's huge, just being able to go and meet new people, especially at a big university like Ohio State, and just kind of get your network around and just see the way different people think and react to things.
I'd say basketball provided me with, the opportunity just to be around good people and meet people that can help me in life and give me a free education and be able to somewhat set myself up for a better life.
It has offered me opportunity to go to college, to leave my hometown, travel the world, build outstanding relationships and friendships. I'm forever grateful and owe a lot of gratitude to the game of basketball and to God for putting the basketball in my hands. So basketball has really blessed me a lot.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials. Check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
And we are back from the College of Staten Island, where the Dolphins trail by 12 points at the start of the second half. And Nick, Dolphins plagued by turnover issues early in this game. In the first quarter, cleaned it up just a bit in the second, but they were not able to chip into the deficit at all. They trailed by 10 after one, now trail by 12 through two.
Well, Joe, 18 of 25 from the field, and the big number there, 0 for 8 from three-point range. And as we know with this Dolphins team, they are do or die from the three-point line.
Dolphins typically need the three-pointer in order to maintain some consistency on the offensive side, and they just haven't had it today from beyond the arc. And you said it, 8 of 25 from the field. That won't get it done on most days. The Cougars, 12 of 32. So not that much better. They've held Caldwell to sub 40% shooting.
Yeah, but they did make 4 three-pointers.
And right now, Nick, that's the difference in the game.
Exactly.
12 points. And a lot of their three-point looks like that one have been wide open as Lewis knocks down another from beyond the arc. She's now 2 of 5 from distance.
When Lewis is open, she's been able to knock down the threes.
Lambert's three rattles out. Lewis in the first half was just 1 of 9. Her only make was a three. And there's 2 more for Amaya Bray. It's now a 17-point game just like that, and the Dolphins will call timeout.
Not the start that the Dolphins are looking for here in the second half, having to call timeout here 48 seconds in.
Dolphins, if they can just start to get their shots falling, might be okay, but they can't continue to give up those open looks from beyond the arc. The Cougars have had plenty of open looks, and if they start making CSI pay, that could spell the end for the Dolphins in this game. But still plenty of time left, and Nick, something we've seen all season, this Dolphins team, an incredibly resilient bunch.
Certainly, they've been able to always make things close for the most part in games that they trail early. And this team, they're very resilient, usually able to overcome some challenges. To be seen if they can overcome this deficit here this afternoon.
When we resume play, there will be 9 minutes and 12 seconds left in the third quarter. It's hard to believe that only 48 seconds have gone by here in the third, but the Dolphins now in a much bigger hole than the one they found themselves in at halftime. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what happens in terms of open looks from three. The Dolphins have to begin to knock down some shots. And they just haven't had the shooting stroke today. And we know this Dolphins team can shoot. On the season, they're shooting 34% from beyond the arc, which we touched on during the pregame. And they need more of that here in the second half. CSI basketball inside of 20 on the shot clock, and they turn it over again. Cougars have done a really good job taking Genelise Alarcon out of this game at the offensive end. They have not allowed those entry passes.
And also, some of the entry passes have been errant as well.
No question. Lewis to the rim, can't finish. Absorbed some contact as LaFaro nearly lost the ball, and it is stripped away by Lewis. Bray open, she fakes, and she finishes. It's now a 19-point Cougars lead.
Nice fake there by Bray to get LaFaro to leave her feet, and then she's wide open for the shot.
CSI in a 19-point hole. Alarcon to the basket, and she gets the layup to go.
Going to need a lot more of that, but the Dolphins are also going to have to start taking and making threes here to get back into this one, Joe.
Dolphins need some more easy baskets like that last one. It's been hard to get Genelise Alarcon any looks at the offensive end one-on-one. She gets double-teamed so often. But with baskets like that, hopefully it opens up some three-point chances for the Dolphins as Rose continues to assert herself offensively. She has another and one, and will head to the line for one more.
Good way to get back into things, taking shots with the clock stopped. Get to the free throw line.
And with this free throw, Rose can make it a 14-point game. And she does. (42-28) our score. Cougars basketball as the shot clock winds down inside of 20 seconds. This is Bray handing off to Lewis, who nearly lost the ball. Lewis for three. No good. Bray has the rebound and is fouled. Two free throws coming up for Amaya Bray. That's Kaya Johnson's third foul as well.
Well, it doesn't seem like she's going to come off, so she'll stay on for now with this foul trouble.
Free throw good by Bray. She now has 9 points. And Bray goes 2 of 2 from the line. Very balanced scoring for the Cougars in this game. Lewis has 8. Bray has 10. DeMoro has 8. And Coogan has 10. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, Rose has 15. Alarcon has 7. No other Dolphin has more than 3. As Johnson misses the pull-up, Cougars head back the other way. Tyra Rose, 6 of 6 from the field, 3 of 4 from the line. Alarcon also 3 of 4 from the line, 2 of 2 from the field. She has another board.
Without Rose right now, deficit would be a lot larger.
Rose has really come on this season. Much more consistent. As that shot won't go for Johnson. She thought she was fouled. Bray is all alone, and she finishes the layup.
18-point game now.
And the Dolphins are going to empty the bench as they are whistled for yet another offensive foul. And that's 4 on Kaya Johnson.
Kaya is going to check out now, along with LaFaro and Rose.
Oya Consola OK checks in along with Dorothy Weesey and Jakira Stackhouse for the Dolphins. That trio joins Alarcon and Lambert for Staten Island. They trail by 18 points. DeMoro crosses over and drives. Floater in the lane. Will go.
Tomorrow had a lot of space there and was able to make that play look easy.
Lambert uses the Stackhouse screen, and a foul is called.
Cougars foul number 21, Brianna Carey, her second, team second.
It's Brianna Carey's second, team second. .17 to shoot. We see at the top of the arc. Okay, now on the wing, will look to drive. And she draws a foul. Two free throws coming up. Okay, a senior transfer for the Dolphins. Knocks down the free throw. That free throw short. Stackhouse got a hand on it. But the Cougars have the rebound. This is Gordon. She surveys the floor, looking inside toward Coogan. And they do eventually get it there. Coogan kicks out. Gordon for three. And she knocks it down wide open.
KJ Gordon was so open there. Of course she's going to take that three-pointer, and she knocks it down with ease.
Coogan commanding a double team on the inside. Allowed the open three as OK knocks one down from the wing.
Nice job there by her to knock down a three. The first made three of the game for the Dolphins here. 5 minutes into the second half. Dolphins will need many more threes if they want to get back into this one.
It's hard to believe that that last three was their first make from beyond the arc. This team typically shoots it pretty well from beyond the arc. That was a big basket for the Dolphins, who trailed by 22 as Bray draws the foul. And she will head to the line for two more. In this game, the Cougars have attempted 12 free throws, the Dolphins 14. As we have a media timeout. So we'll head to break. Dolphins deficit is 19 points, just past the midway point in the third quarter. She Aesthetics Med Spa and Wellness Center. Our approach to beauty and wellness begins with a holistic plan tailored to the unique needs of our patients. When we consult with patients, we let them tell us what their problem is. We don't tell them what the issue is. We find out what they're looking for, and we discuss, and then we give them options. If you're looking to achieve radiant skin, you've come to the right place. We offer hydrofacials, microneedling, Opus Plasma, peels, facial and laser treatments, laser hair removal, body sculpting, fat freezing, hormone replacement therapy, Botox, IV drip therapy, and more. We are open Monday through Saturday and are located at 720 Forest Avenue, Staten Island, New York, 10310. We hope to see you soon. Visit our website at www.chiaesthetics.com for more information. And we are back from the tank with the Dolphins trail by 19 points. Two free throws coming up for Amaya Bray, who's had a nice third quarter. She now has 12 points for the Cougars.
Bray's done a nice job, as well as Coogan and DeMoro. And they just really have been a really balanced attack for Caldwell today and getting contributions up and down this lineup.
First free throw is good, and the lead is back to 20 points. Same five on the floor for the Dolphins coming out of that media timeout. Sweezy. Stackhouse tried to set the screen. The Dolphins swing it over to OK. Lambert, top of the arc. No good from 3. And they called Bray for a foul there. Trying to get over the screen from Alarcon. Lambert. Inside for Alarcon. It was tipped, and it will stay Dolphins ball. 4:08 to go in the third quarter, and Nick, you just get the sense the Dolphins need a run right now.
They certainly do, and with Rose and Alarcon in the game, this would be the time to do it.
Dolphins get it inside to Genelise, and she finishes easily with the left.
Double team there, but did not matter. She's able to lay it in.
And teams don't seem to have any answer for Genelise Alarcon one-on-one. But the Dolphins haven't been able to get the ball into her easily, and that's a credit to these defenses that have schemed against it. They do not let the Dolphins work the ball inside to Genelise Alarcon. As Coogan nearly lost her footing, and the Cougars end up with an open 3. No good, rebounded by Rose. Rose, right at Coogan. And that has to be either a travel or an offensive foul.
I was not sure why there was no whistle with her picking up her own drop.
Maybe they said it was blocked.
I guess so.
Coogan goes right back at Rose, can't connect on the turnaround. Seemed like Coogan took that last attempt a bit personally. Went right back the other way, straight at Rose. DeMauro left open for 3. And she does not get the roll. Another offensive board to the Cougars. Esposito can't connect. And Rose was fouled over the back call. Goes against Coogan.
It's going to have the Dolphins in the bonus now, so they'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Cougars foul number 11, Lucy Coogan, her 3rd personal foul.
So Rose back to the free throw line. You said it before, Nick. Dolphins can certainly benefit from taking points off of this lead. But the clock stopped. And Kyra Rose already has 15. 3 of 4 from the line in this game. Has missed just 1 shot overall. Closing in on a new season high. She's too strong on that free throw. Rose goes 1 for 2 from the line. It's back to an 18-point game again. Timeout was called by the Cougars. 30-second timeout will stay right here. As the Dolphins trail by 18 points. And for CSI, they need to try and get someone else going on the floor outside of Rose and Alarcon. It just feels like if CSI can get more than 2 of their players in rhythm offensively in a given game, this offense all of a sudden becomes much more difficult to stop. And it's very rare that we've seen 3 Dolphins put together games above their season scoring average.
Yeah, it's few and far between. Dolphins just need to figure out some more options offensively here. Some way to get some quicker, easy points.
And the Dolphins have given opportunities to players that so far this season haven't gotten that many minutes. OK has gotten in the game, Weesey in the game, and Stackhouse in the game. Weesey's had a bit more in terms of minutes than Stackhouse and OK this year. But all 3 of them were on the floor at once not too long ago. It was a very short breather for Rose, who came in for Stackhouse. And there's a big reason why. Another steal for Kyra. That's her 3rd. Rose into the corner. OK for 3. And she knocks it down.
Okay, well, somebody can make a 3-pointer. It's the same person. The second 3-pointer of the game for the Dolphins.
OK making a bid for some more minutes. The lead is down to 15. And if CSI could work this down to 10 by the end of the quarter, they put themselves in better position than they could have hoped just a couple of minutes ago. DeMoro to the rim, and she banks it in.
DeMoro is not going to let that happen. She's determined to will her team to victory here.
Strong take there by DeMoro. Lambert on the wing finds Rose. Okay for Alarcon. Nice entry pass. And a foul was called.
Gordon called for the foul. Alarcon will go to the line.
Cougars foul number 23, KJ Gordon, our first personal foul.
More free throws for the Dolphins here. Excuse me. It's been a long week. Voice is going.
A nice night at Jimmy Mac's on Thursday night, one of our sponsors.
First free throw is good. And Alarcon goes 1 of 2, but OK has the rebound. Rose drives the baseline and was fouled on her way to the rim. So more free throws coming up here for the Dolphins. Rose hits both here. The Dolphins can turn this into a three-point trip down the floor. And the first is no good. And Rose goes 0 of 2 from the line, but the Dolphins have another offensive rebound. And Lambert turns it into 2 points.
3-point trip for the Dolphins, just like you drew it up, Joe.
Not sure that's how CSI drew it up, but they will certainly take it. It's a 14-point game. DeMoro, step back, 3. And it's a deep 2. She was towing the line.
Big shot there by DeMoro.
And Lambert goes right back the other way. Ashley fired up. It's back to a 14-point game.
Back-to-back points for Lambert. We saw out of the last time out. Lambert getting very vocal with her teammates. And she's fired up.
Dolphins on the floor starting to show some fire right now as that was poked away. And DeMoro stepped on the baseline.
Thought there was potentially going to be a foul called there on Weesey, but DeMoro just stepped out of bounds. I went down hard.
I think the call is that she stepped on the baseline before the contact. That would be my guess. Just over 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Rose to the basket. Can't finish. Kyra got right to the rim and came up short.
That was a situation where she was rejected by the rim.
She got perhaps too open there.
And then her and Alarcon both went for the rebound, and it ended up going away. As that time, the foul is committed by Weesey on DeMoro.
CSI had a foul to give. 6 seconds to go in the period. DeMoro with 4 to shoot. She hesitates, drives inside, and draws the foul.
Smart heads up move by DeMoro there. And she'll go to the free throw line with 0.5 seconds left in the third quarter, but a chance to extend this lead, which was just recently trimmed down a bit.
That foul stings. It came with 0.5 seconds left in the quarter, but DeMoro misses the first free throw. She's now tied for the team lead in points with 14. As she goes 0 of 2 from the line, and that will do it for the third quarter. So after falling behind by as many as 22, Dolphins cut the lead down to 14 points. Our score through 30 minutes, Caldwell 57, Staten Island 43. back for the fourth quarter. Dolphins will possess first. Every possession critical at this juncture in the game. As that shot comes up short. Last touched by OK.
We see getting extended minutes in this game. Right now, the snap position looked like she was running the point.
Feed inside for Coogan, and she traveled. Coogan got off to a red-hot start in this game. Dolphins have done a good job slowing her down in limited minutes since.
Yeah, Coogan hasn't really played that many minutes.
No.
She had 10 points in the first half, but she only played 9.5 minutes.
Rose, right at Coogan. That's a tough shot. It won't go. Fight for the rebound. It goes to the Cougars. DeMoro looks to push. And we'll bring it back out as the Cougars will get reset. DeMoro on the wing, looking inside, sends it up top. Lewis uses the Bray screen. Bray left open, and she can't connect from distance. We see up the floor for the Dolphins, finds Rose open. Rose can't finish, gets her own rebound, and throws up another miss. Rose has lost the touch around the rim on these last few attempts. Get the sense that perhaps she's pressing just a bit, knowing the Dolphins need her scoring late in this game. As an offensive 3 seconds was called. Brooke Corbett didn't look like she was in the paint.
Interesting call.
The aspiring officials in the crowd didn't think she was in, but inclined to agree. Rose attacks, lost the ball, and that's a turnover.
Dolphins getting a little wild.
If I'm not mistaken, Nick, the Dolphins did not turn the ball over once. Oh, no, that's the wrong column. They did turn it over in the third. Maybe, if I'm not mistaken, 4 times.
Well, they had 17 turnovers in the first half.
That ball was punched out of bounds by Alarcon. It stays with the Cougars. So if they had 17 in the first half, then they did have 4 in the third. Looks like we might be having some video output issues. We'll get to work on that during the next break.
Damn. Hate to see it, but you'll get it fixed, that's for sure.
Coogan doesn't get the roll, and Johnson gets the rebound. Kaya Johnson back into the game with 4 fouls. Dana Phelan hasn't played in quite some time. She checks back in. And she probably got away with a travel there. She turns it over. That pass for Coogan was tipped. She finds Bray open, and it's an easy 2 for the Cougars.
Nice feed by Coogan to Bray. And Bray's able to easily lay it in.
It's hard to believe, Nick, those were our first points of the fourth quarter.
I believe it, Joe. We had a 1-0 game the first 3-4 minutes of the game, and it was 3-2 for a while. So there's been a lot of spurts here where scoring has been limited in this one.
Alarcon finds an open teammate in the corner. That was Johnson, but she can't connect from mid-range. Here comes Lewis, right at Johnson. She draws the foul. Just like that, Nick, Kaya Johnson is fouled out.
A lot of fouls this afternoon for her very early on, and she was off on the bench for a while. Came back in now and very quickly picks up her last foul.
Looked like the Dolphins were beginning to figure things out at the offensive end in the third quarter. They scored 20 points. We're still outscored 22-20. But at the offensive end of the floor, it looked like they'd begun to find their rhythm. And now, early in this fourth quarter, They're struggling to score once again.
Well, two things I could point to right now for the point differential really has been the Dolphins' lack of three-point shooting, and Naomi Masinge, they're definitely missing her presence in this one for sure.
Weesey's entry pass tipped, and it finds Alarcon, who lays it in for two, as we have a whistle down on the floor.
Who was fouled? What happened?
I think they just wanted the Cougars to slow things down a bit. They even inbounded that ball quickly. We approach 6 minutes to play, with Caldwell leading by 16. Lewis gave it up to Corbett and gets it right back. 5 to shoot. Coogan crosses over, finds an open Lewis for three. Just a bit strong. And Phelan has the rebound. Here come the Dolphins. We see from OK. Inside for Alarcon. Quickly doubled. We see open. Too strong. And DeMoro has the rebound.
The expiring officials wanted a 3-second violation called on the Dolphins.
For the aspiring officials to our right, supporters of the Cougars. So that's unsurprising. Gray left open. Can't hit the pull-up. And Alarcon has the rebound. And she drew a foul.
Cougars foul number 14, Brooke Corbin, her third team's first.
5:20 to go. The Dolphins trail by 16. And CSI is going to get back in this. They're going to have to be perfect the rest of the way.
It's getting late, that's for sure.
Rose on the wing. Finds Phelan. Now Rose thought about the pull-up and can't get the mid-range jumper to go down. DeMoro attacks along the baseline, can't get it to go. Here comes Rose the other way on the fast break. Back to Phelan. Rose inside. Alarcon reels in the high pass and finishes for two.
Joe, how many points do we have in this quarter combined? Maybe like 5 or 6?
The two teams have combined for 8 points in the quarter.
Wow. Not much scoring here. Scoring at a premium in this fourth quarter.
On the side of CSI, OK has 7 off the bench. Outside of that, it's been a lot of Rose and a lot of Alarcon, 15 and 14 respectively.
And that's what Alarcon missing a lot of time in the first half with the injury.
Corbett almost got a very unorthodox shot to go. DeMoro couldn't finish on the putback. And the Cougars will reset. Coogan off the mark from three. And she's claiming she was hit on the right arm. Does not get the call. And with that, we head to immediate timeout. 3:51 to go, fourth quarter. Caldwell leads Staten Island 61-47. We are back from the College of Staten Island, where the Dolphins trail by 14 in the closing minutes. 3:51 to go, and Caldwell leads 61-47. For the Cougars, Amaya Bray, behind a big second half, now leads the way in scoring with 16 points. Sophia DeMoro right behind her with 14. And a pair of double-digit scores aside from that duo, as both Coogan and Lewis have 10 points. For Caldwell, as I mentioned before, for Staten Island, it's Rose with 15, Alarcon with 14, the two Dolphins in double figures. CSI basketball. They need points, and they need them quickly. This is Rose. Out for Alarcon. Genelise finds an open Weesey, and Weesey knocks it down.
Her first points of the game.
Dolphins had to have that shot. Dolphins likely can't afford to give up another basket. This is Lewis. Corbett, no good. Corbett kicks out. Carey left open, and she's short from three. CSI has the rebound. Dolphins need to work quickly here. Weesey crosses over. Kicks out. And Alarcon swings it to Phelan. Phelan for Weesey.
Time is of the essence here.
And Alarcon banks in a circus shot through the contact. Great pass by Weesey to clear the defender, and Genelise with an acrobatic finish, contorting her body in traffic.
We have to see the replay of that as she shot that backwards. Makes it in, and now she goes to the free throw line with a chance to add one more.
I don't know how she got that to go high off the window. What a finish by Genelise Alarcon, who will head to the line for one more. And after this free throw, we'll get a second look at that last basket. Perhaps a bit later.
Maybe right now.
Now's a good time, as Caldwell has called timeout, and we will stay right here as this basket by Genelise Alarcon makes things a lot more interesting as we enter the final 3 minutes. Cougars now feeling a bit of pressure, still lead by 9, but they need a good possession here. In all likelihood, another basket puts this game out of reach.
We'll see what they're drawing up here in their timeout huddle. For the Dolphins, you need a big stop here, and you have to get a basket. Dolphins really have to score every possession from here on out if they want to tie the game or win it.
Right now, as it stands, it is a 3-possession game, but the Dolphins have not shot it well from distance. They've been better in the second half, but going back to the halftime stats, which our statistician Nick Bavona printed out for us, CSI was 0 of 8 from 3. Dolphins now 2 of 11, so they've attempted far fewer three-pointers here in the second half, but they have knocked down 2 of their 3 tries from beyond the arc. Dolphins will send Stackhouse, Alarcon, Weesey, Rose, and Phelan into the game. We haven't seen Lizzie LaFaro or Ashley Lambert in quite some time.
Well, this unit right here quietly has been able to get the deficit under double digits for the first time in a long time.
Once again, Nick, the Dolphins really being hurt by a slow start in this game. As that's an offensive foul call against DeMauro.
We see drawing the charge.
Not only do the Dolphins get the stop, but they get it with about only 18 seconds coming off the clock.
Dolphins got to be precise here, but can't take up the whole shot clock.
CSI still needs to work pretty quickly, but not as much urgency now as there was before. This is Rose, right at Coogan, and she banks it in.
Bench loving it. Just like that, Joe. The lead is trimmed even further.
I said the Dolphins probably needed to be perfect the rest of the way, down 14. They have been perfect since then.
Need a big stop here defensively.
The bench has come alive for CSI. Chance of defense. Here comes Lewis to the rim, and a blocking foul was called against Genelise Alarcon.
That one hurts for the Dolphins.
Looks like it hurt Lewis a bit as well.
Big free throws here for Lewis.
I think Alarcon might have been okay on that play had she not been in the restricted area. Instead, Lewis heads to the line in a 3-possession game. But a couple of free throws here forces the Dolphins to start thinking about 3-pointers.
Well, of the players on the court right now, you would think only Phelan would be the one attempting threes.
Well, I purposely waited to say it, but Nick, before that, Lewis was 4 for 4 from the line. That's her first miss. Second free throw on its way, and she goes 0 for 2. So the Dolphins once again effectively get a very quick stop, and Nicole Sarcone will call timeout. What are you looking for here from the Dolphins, Nick?
I want to see if Coach Sarcone is able to drop a play here to get an open 3 in the hands of Phelan, because a 3 will do them wonders right here. You go for a 2, then you got to still get 2 more stops. So I think they got to try at least to draw up a look for a 3 here, and then you have to hope that if it's missed between Rose and Alarcon, one of them is able to come up with the rebound.
Now, Nick, does it concern you at all that Dana Phelan has only attempted 3 shots and has not made a 3 yet?
I mean, it's definitely concerning, but she's been one of their most consistent 3-point shooters this season. And of the people that are on the court right now, if you need a 3, you're going to be looking towards her.
Well, if they send the same 5 out there and you're diagramming the defensive set for Caldwell, you have to have an eye on Dana Phelan in terms of getting open behind the 3-point line. Can't let that happen.
My guess, though, is this play is going to be drawn up to get the ball to Alarcon down low.
I think the Dolphins possibly could catch the Cougars if they look to give them the appearance of setting up Phelan for a 3, and then off of that, send someone cutting to the rim. Quick slip after getting the ball in Phelan's hands. We'll see.
See if Rose takes to the basket.
And Rose draws a foul. Well, I'll tell you, Nick, that attempt by Rose was taken with the sole purpose of drawing a foul. She just threw it up at the left hand and got the whistle.
Take the points if you can with the clock stopped. And Rose, as we mentioned in the pregame and during the game, has been really strong this season from the free throw line.
The Cougars have now gone over 5 minutes without a basket, and if Rose misses the second, they need to box out. And Rose misses the first. It's a big free throw to make it a 2-possession game. And Rose goes 1 of 2 from the line.
Well, Lambert's in now. As with the clock here, 1:34, figure the Dolphins can get it back with 1 minute left. If the Cougars take the clock here, you're going to need Lambert to be out there to get those 3-point attempts up.
The Dolphins have 2 timeouts. They can still substitute defense for offense and vice versa if they elect to use those timeouts.
Certainly do not want to foul right now if you're the Dolphins.
Absolutely not. 6 to shoot, and Lewis throws up a wild shot. Phelan has the rebound.
See if they take the 3 here.
1 minute to play. Feet inside. Alarcon. Hook shot is good, and the Dolphins have come back to within 4. 57 seconds to go. And a timeout has been called by the Dolphins. It is a 30-second timeout. And Nick, CSI has come storming back. I believe it's now a 10-0 run for the Dolphins, and they have cut the lead to 4.
Still need 2 more stops and 2 more baskets if you're the Dolphins here. And with a minute remaining, we'll see how they play this defensively for the Dolphins here, because the Cougars, obviously, their strategy right now in their huddle, Coach Conforti is telling them, let's eat the clock as much as we can, drain this down. And again, like we mentioned before in last possession, you do not want to send the Cougars to the free throw line if you're the Dolphins.
And Nick, it is a 14-0 run for the Dolphins. They trailed by 18 points as they began the road back into this game. And CSI now will need another stop. And we'll see how much time the Cougars leave them with. Now, if you're Caldwell here, and you hold the ball for the entire shot clock and don't score, you run off about 30 seconds. That'll put you in a position where if CSI scores, they have to foul. Phelan defending Lewis closely, well beyond the arc. The Dolphins could really use a turnover here. And they foul, and Nick, I don't know if you caught that, but that foul saved the Cougars a turnover. Lewis stepped out of bounds.
Should have gone out of bounds, right.
She stepped right out of bounds.
And it helps them with the shot clock as well now.
Well, the Dolphins now, I'd say, are likely to foul. They don't have to. Free throws would still keep it a two-possession game, even if both are made.
So what was the call? That timeout, Cougars.
Time came off the clock there. They're going to reset it. I think a second came off the clock.
Oh, Joe, good for you helping the officials out because the official heard you, so he's going to go check with the clock.
Time came off for sure.
1 second.
Well, they're at the stats desk right now. I thought the clock started. Maybe I was mistaken.
Well, no, the Cougars head coach Christy Conforti also came over to the stats desk and said 1 second, 1 second. I thought it was 45 and a half. Stephanie's going to get it fixed, it looks like.
Good set of ears on the official.
I'm listening to you, Joe.
They might check our video.
You might have saved the game for the Dolphins here if it comes down to 1 second at the end. They're going to come check
they
with
might.
Tyler.
We may need it on my system.
So they'll check with Tyler. They'll check with you, Joe. I think Joe's going to be the one who ends up ultimately pulling it up. And they'll see the exact timing. We're talking about milliseconds here. So Joe's going to show the officials here after he shows them the ads here. So that's it. They're going with 45-1. Was that it, Joe?
All right. So the Cougars will inbound from directly to our right with 20 to shoot and 45.1 remaining in the game. They get it to Lewis. Lewis avoids Lambert, who tried to foul. And finally, Alarcon commits the foul on Demora.
Dolphins still got to do a lot more fouling here to send Caldwell to the line. So another foul to go.
And Nick, that hurts because they already lost Kaya Johnson to fouling out. Alarcon now has 4.
Got to be careful because you need her offensively.
That is not the player that you want committing that foul.
Well, she's got to be careful right now.
And the Dolphins force a turnover.
Nice double team there by Weesey and Alarcon. Alarcon was really hands off there because she didn't want to get fouled out. But it worked out, and Dolphins call a timeout here. Down 4 with 36.9 left.
Well, Nick, now this game completely changes. The Dolphins just need a basket, whether it be a 2 or a 3. If they get a three-pointer, they will have a chance to tie or take the lead, assuming, of course, that they don't allow an offensive rebound off a free throw miss. But that's looking a bit further ahead. Nick, what are you looking for on this possession? Back to the inside and perhaps to the line?
I mean, I personally would like to see them at least try a three-point attempt, but I think this ball is going to Rose again to try to take it to the basket and draw the foul.
I think it's a little early to diagram the play specifically for a 3. I think with 37 seconds or so to go, you attack again and hope to draw a foul. If it's not there, don't force the shot. But CSI is now out of timeout, so they don't have a chance to get set and run their offense after attacking the rim. They need to work quickly. So if they diagram something that goes to the rim, they may have to force up a shot in hopes of drawing a foul. As I thought initially when I made that point, they did have one timeout left. They do not have any now. So whatever the Dolphins draw up, they need it to work here. They need a basket. If they don't score here, Caldwell can ice this game with free throws.
Well, Rose is inbounding, so we saw this before. She inbounded. Phelan came up. She ends up getting the ball back to Rose, takes it to the basket on the left side.
Similar look.
Good defense by the Cougars.
Lambert for 3. And I think they called it a deep 2 again. And that was a nicely diagrammed set by the Dolphins. They tried to get the defense moving in the direction of Rose again, and they sent the ball inside for Alarcon. Meanwhile, at the top, Rose freed Lambert, and Lambert just didn't catch it cleanly. You get the feeling that if Ashley caught that ball cleanly, it would have been a far better look than it was, and it was still pretty open.
Yeah, certainly. She had to drop down there, but right now Lambert's going over with Phelan to Coach Sarcone because obviously after these free throws, one of the two of them are going to be shooting a three-pointer. Tomorrow looking to put this game on ice, but she misses the first free throw.
Well, if tomorrow misses, Dolphins don't need a three. Rose has the rebound.
Got to hurry, though.
And the Cougars wanted to travel. Rose to the basket, and she draws the foul.
Boy, oh boy, Joe.
Boy, oh boy, is right.
7 seconds left, and a wild possession there from the rebound until the foul.
The Cougars wanted to travel on Rose, didn't get it. Rose then dribbled the length of the floor. And if I'm Caldwell, she was a bit out of control. I'm just standing there with my hands up. Don't commit the foul. Rose had to go a long way and knew that she needed to get inside. That was going to be a tough shot. And Rose hits a big free throw. It's a one-possession game, Nick.
Well, we'll see. It's going to come down to free throws on both ends here.
15-0, Staten Island run. 16.
2-point game, and the Cougars will use their last timeout, Joe.
Caldwell has not scored in 6 minutes and 38 seconds. The Dolphins have come all the way back to within 2. Nick, I said it. CSI had to be perfect, and they've been just about perfect. A missed free throw, really the lone blemish in this run. Lambert missed that last three, of course, but CSI able to get the ball back off of 2 missed free throws, and they have a huge opportunity here if they can get one more Cougars miss from the line.
From the Cougars, I'm saying get the ball and don't dribble. Just let your player be fouled. They use the timeout, so they're going to advance the ball to the half court here. Dolphins will try for a steal in the inbound. If not, they will have to foul immediately.
Well, if you're the Dolphins here, you're not going to get an 8-second violation. The timeout in the women's game, I always get this rule messed up, but I think in the women's game, the timeout advances the ball.
Yes.
In the men's game, it does not.
Correct.
Okay. So I finally have it down. The Dolphins cannot get an 8-second violation here, obviously, with the inbound coming from the front court. So CSI needs to foul immediately.
But you don't want Alarcon giving the foul, though.
I'm actually a bit surprised she's in the game.
Well, no timeouts, but I guess you could have done the free throw.
After the free throw, you could have subbed her in.
I guess they were naming her height. They could have got a steal. But you're right, it was risky.
All right, Nick. Heading to the line, Amaya Bray. And I think I'll say it this time. She's 6 of 6 from the line.
2 free throws here, and this game should be done.
She calmly nets the first. Cougars have nobody boxing out for the rebound. And Bray with 2 perfect free throws. Weesey up the floor to the rim. Can't get the layup to go. Lewis has the rebound. And the Dolphins are going to fall just short. As Caldwell University hangs on in the final seconds to defeat the College of Staten Island, 65-59. And Nick, we said it during the third. We said it early in the fourth. This Dolphins team, such a resilient bunch. They nearly came all the way back, but once again, a slow start dooms them in the end.
Yeah, they finished with a 15-2 run, but the 2 baskets at the end with the big free throws iced it, and the slow start ended up costing the Dolphins here this afternoon.
So the Dolphins lose their 4th straight. They have dropped below the 500 mark. They're now 5-6 on the season. And as I mentioned when we got underway, it's going to be quite some time before we see the women's basketball team back here at home. CSI's next game will be on December 30th at Pace University. Men's basketball will be home on that date. We will be here on CSI Sportsnet. But before that, we have a men's basketball matchup coming up next. Dolphins welcome in St. Michael's. As the Dolphins played them to a thriller last year, it was a 2-point victory for CSI. The Purple Knights come in 7-1. We have a good game on deck, Nick. That's coming up next on CSI Sportsnet. But until then, this has been Joe Foreman alongside my broadcast partner, Nick Durst. Our engineer today has been Tyler Clark. Our camera operator, Pat Gilorenzo. Men's basketball on deck as the women fall to Caldwell University in the closing minutes, 65-59.